Welcome to Season 3 of Girl You Know It. For those of you joining us for the first time, Girl You Know It is an offshoot podcast for Black Women Connect Vancouver. Black Women Connect Vancouver is a collective of women who come together to inspire, empower, leverage our strengths, and embrace our diverse experiences. It's a community where Black women in Vancouver can build meaningful relationships and celebrate the beauty of Black womanhood. Girl You Know It is a space where we want to create connection in a different way to talk about our shared experiences as Black women in a serious and fun way and everything in between. Thanks for joining us. Okay, welcome everybody to Girl You Know It, Season 3. I'm so excited. We took a hiatus because, life, and we needed to take a break. And so we're just going to do some catch up, get to know our new host who will introduce herself, and all the fun, exciting things and topics that we're going to talk about in the coming year. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get into it. Let's dive into some get to know you questions. So let's introduce our host. What's your name? Who are you?
Hello. I am here in the official capacity. My name is Abigail. And what to know about me? I love to talk. I love people. Mm-hmm. My favorite color is green.
I didn't know that.
Really?
No, olive green. Just green?
Different hues, right? Yeah. Green and blue is where I'm going to, right now. That's my vibe. And when I was, a teenager, my room was, green apple. It was bad.
So ugly.
Your mom was like, ugh.
But I was just like, yes, I love it. Green. Anyways, but yeah.
Okay, so how did you get part of Black Women Connect? Girl You Know It. Let us know. Who are you?
Well, I was here from the beginning, yeah. The beginnings. I know you, Natizia. I met Elle through this podcast, Black Women Connect Vancouver. Mm-hmm. And it was our first party. Mm-hmm. You were one of the people that called and was like, you bring your Black friends.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, so where we gonna meet up? And then we ended up partying in your clubhouse.
Yeah, no, it's true. And now Abigail is part of our Black Women Connect team, and she helps us with the projects and our events. So we're really excited to have her also be able to be a host for Girl You Know It.
Yes.
And I realized I didn't introduce myself. For those of you who are new, my name is Natizia Mukwabi, and I'm also a host of Girl You Know It and also the founder of Black Women Connect Vancouver, which started in 2017. Okay, and our other host. You've been here for 2 seasons. Just been a part of the team. I mean, yes, go introduce yourself. What is your name? Who are you? What do you do?
It's me. It's my turn now.
Yep. I
am Elle Vieira. I am the community and volunteer coordinator. I'm trying to remember my role. I'm gonna tell you my signs. I'm a Leo sun, I'm a Pisces moon, ooh, and a Virgo rising. Whoop, 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 whoop. So you can tell what kind of goes on in my head. I have been a part of Black Women Connect Vancouver since October 2019. It was during the mental health panel event. And Tazia was like, I need help. And I was like, I want to help you. Let me be your friend.
Exactly that
Yes,
voice.
Also for viewers who haven't gotten to know me, I make voices, and this is who I am. I'm not changing who I am.
I love it.
But yeah, I'm excited to be a part of the journey, back on Girl You Know It. I think I've missed this more than I let on. I was telling Abby that I don't like listening back to my voice, but here we are.
Here we are.
I apologize to anybody who's listening to this, and then you have to hear my voices. Voice. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Get out of here.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here with you too, and just to see where the season takes us. The questions that we ask, the things that we learn, the journey that we go on together. Girls trip.
Girl, you know it.
So wild. All right, so let's get to know each other. Let's ask some questions, some fun ones, some deep ones, some not so deep ones.
Okay.
All right, so what do people misunderstand about you the most? Who wants to start?
I guess I'll start since, I'm the guest today. Um, well, one of the things that people misunderstand about me is that at times I can be tardy, and then people assume that I just don't care. That is not true. That is not true. I do care. I care a lot. I overthink. And then I also think I have more time than I actually do, and then it leads into I'm late. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But you show up.
I show up.
You show up and you bring the party.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like, this is
Thanks
the
for that.
issue. If you had shown up late and you were, like, on the wall and were like, don't look at me, I'd be like, well, what are you here for? You show up and bring the party and you're like, hey.
Let's start
and
up.
Exactly. So, there you go.
And you're dependable when you show up.
That's
like,
exactly
you're actually
it.
helpful. Some people show up and you're just like, why did you even come? Just stay home.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yes, I 100% agree with that.
Get out of here.
When we were first,
Ever.
when we
I'm
first
way
were getting
better
to
now.
know, you are.
I'm
actually
so good.
proud.
I was the first one here.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
True. She
I
was
was
eating and
last.
everything.
Yeah.
So I will say though that it was the first thing when I was getting to know you. Like, the three of you, your sisters, we're also the same.
Yeah.
But they're all better now. They are on time.
That's
Sometimes
good.
they're like, I'm still wondering if I should let me take my time. They're gonna be late. And then sometimes you actually
We're up
surprise
early.
me, and I'm like, wow, okay, they're working on this.
Girl,
so
please. This is
so
the
I'm
last-
proud.
Yeah.
I will say I can see why that's a misunderstanding, but they do care. They do.
A lot.
Yes. What about
They.
you, Elle? Yeah.
Something that people misunderstand about me, right? That's
Yeah.
the question. I am like just under 6 feet. I have big hair. I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. And I walk with resting bitch face. And I do that sometimes absentmindedly, sometimes it's intentional. But people perceive me as this like scary person, right? And then they like hear me talk, they're like, what the dang
She's a
heck? She's a
sunflower.
teddy bear.
She's
She's not gonna do nothing to me.
No.
Like not even like a little bit. I'm like, I know, I want to be tough, y'all.
It's so cute. It's so
I'm
cute.
tough, but I'm not.
Got it, baby.
But just don't bug me. But I'm
Yeah.
not. But also come say hi to me. I would say hi back. What about you, Natasha?
You know what? It's the same as you, except I'm 5'1" and small, and I have the same face. But then I actually sometimes just don't want to talk to you. So like,
of the
but then, so it's actually this weird balance. So I don't blame people, but most times I'm just tired. Like I know that there's certain jobs that I've had, and people would just be like, I just don't know if you like me or not.
Oh, jeez.
I just don't know
Come
if
on.
like how you feeling, and I'm just like, if I've treated you well, just go with how I've treated you. You know, like. It's just go with that. Like, sometimes it's just, why do I need to
Take it or
smile
leave
for
it,
you?
please.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. But yeah, most times people misunderstand me for that. But I mean, I think it's also a personality thing. Sometimes I just don't want to talk, but I just want to be in the background. And sometimes you'll see me like super lively. So I think it throws people off because they're like, which one is she? I'm like, she's
Which
both.
one is she?
She's multifaceted.
Wow, look at her.
Exactly. So I feel like that part.
That would lead to a good question. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm both.
You're both.
Yes, I think that growing up, I was definitely an extrovert. Like as a child, even in like my early 20s, I was out all the time, like talking to people, making friends. And then over time, I was just like, why? Like, I just want to be home by myself. Like this is nice. Like I like my own presence. And then when I lived alone, it was even better because it's just like, oh. And so I think that like I'm both. Like it depends. If it's something I really want to do, you'll see my like big personality come out. But sometimes I'm also the super chill person, but that's also who I am, and I'm so comfortable in that setting.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm both.
I feel like I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, people will see me, they're like, oh, she's definitely extroverted because I'll go up and say hi to people or talk to random people,
Yeah.
which I do. But like now that I'm getting older and now that I've like taken comfort in like the friendship, the people, I have my tribe of people, I'm not really like,
No new friends.
I'm good.
Like friendly, but no new friends.
Yes, exactly. But definitely more on the extroverted side, I'll say. Then.
Yes, you're friendly.
I'm friendly.
Yes.
Yes, like you said. How about you, Elle?
I am. I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I like people think that I'm an extrovert, but I could be by myself for days and like be completely content, knowing that I have access to my people by like phone or by like text or whatever. But I mean, my couch, I've named him Lucius, and he is so comfortable. We're not gonna get into why he's
We're
a he.
close. Yeah,
We're not
close.
gonna get into why I named.
We'll just take assumptions here. You know?
But it is wow. Do you hear these attacks on me?
It's podcast PG.
Sorry, PG.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely an introvert, and like you said, Abby, like the older you get, the more just like you're recognizing like the energy that you wanna
Exactly.
bring into your life and like also exchange with. And once you kind of get comfortable with your circle of people and know like the energy levels and can read that and be very like intuitive, you don't want to mess with a good thing, right? Like I always kid about one of my best friends. I was in a phase where I was like, no new friends. And I met her. I'm like, dang it, a new friend.
And you like that.
Because I love her.
want
And she's
you in my
amazing.
life.
And like, oh, like, and I'm so glad that like I didn't get in my way. But like,
Yeah.
I'm now very selective with
Yeah.
who's in my life. Yeah, it's very, very true.
Yeah, I will definitely say that about you. Like, even sometimes we'll go out with Elle, and she's just like, "Okay, time to go." Like,
Yeah.
she'll literally have like a clock in her body
Done.
that literally is like, "Bye," and it's been like an hour. I'm like, "Why didn't we even go for dinner?"
Well,
And I'm like,
over.
"Did Elle pull an L?"
Over.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? The funny thing is, if my sister listening, they will completely agree.
Yes.
I'm one of those people who are like, I think it's because I was nursing. So like I would wake up early
Yeah.
and I would go to bed early. And like that was just my thing. And like I have a capacity time limit. And when I've hit that time,
It's
it's 11 p.m. I'm like done. Like I need to not be here. And I'm now very vocal with being like, I'm gone. Even at like the Celsius Bachelorette, we're downtown partying. I'm like, and I'm done. And where's my check? I'm gone. And I saw the pictures
remember
afterwards,
that.
and I was
remember
like,
that.
do I have FOMO? No, I don't.
No FOMO.
It's so funny. So that's something I had to learn too. Be like,
Yeah.
sometimes people just do clock out, you
Yeah.
know. So I think
But I
it's
love
funny.
you.
Yeah.
I love you
we
both.
love you too.
I love you all. Whenever, even when I've left you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
So okay, let's do another one. If you go back to your 18-year-old self, what's one piece of advice that you'd give yourself?
Save, girl. Don't spend your money on frivolous things.
Oh, wow.
My girl, I saved. 18-year-old Abby, she saved. Then she spent. Spent. I spent it. Ooh.
Like literally in the regrets right now, like
Yeah.
just playing it in your head.
Well, now being like an adult and like future homeowner.
Yeah, you see the importance.
Homeowner. We'll see. Well, yes, husband. But you know, like, ooh, all those Tim Hortons, the Starbucks,
Oh, college life.
like
Yes.
college life. You know,
I feel like
just
I feel like it's really hard to not like. Everybody's spending, everybody's kind of living their life. And like as an 18-year-old, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like offend 18-year-olds, but you're young, you're a baby.
Yeah, of
like you don't
course.
think
Critical
about like
thinking.
all of the critical thinking or like the future like forward. I should probably save unless that's kind of been your pattern. So I'm just trying to like absolve 18-year-old
Yeah.
Abby
Oh,
from
thank
all
you.
the things that she spent her money
Not
on.
like my parents didn't tell me to save or
Exactly.
show me how to save.
Yeah.
I just ignored because finally I had my
Freedom.
own
Exactly.
money, freedom to do what I wanted to do rather than live by parents and others. And so I could buy that tiny skirt if I wanted to because I paid for it.
It's my money.
My
Did
money.
you wear it in front of your parents though?
No, absolutely not.
I wore jeans and my skirt was in my purse.
Exactly.
What about you, Natasia?
I think that not to be so hard on myself. I think that I had no idea what I was gonna do with my life. Like I couldn't even tell you what I wanted. I knew I was gonna work with people somehow. I didn't know what capacity. I wanted to help, but I didn't know how. And then I also just didn't feel ready to go to university or college. And I think that the expectations that were put on me. You know, my sisters are very intelligent women, and I love that for them. But I just feel like I was never book smart. So it was never something I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to school. Okay, I have like all A's and, you know, go to university and take these classes. Like, I feel like I had to take a lot of classes to finally like hone in and be like, this is where I want to be. And I think that I wish, I would tell myself that just relax, you know, figure it out, and things will clearly work out the way it's supposed to. And I think that, I was really hard on myself. Yeah. I know.
Baby,
that's exactly what I said. Baby, that's always, you know. But you got here.
It's true.
You got here, right?
You know?
So
the long meandering road.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it's worth it.
It is worth it.
Elle?
Oof. I mean, I'm still telling myself the same thing that I would have told my 18-year-old self is, you can't control everything. You really can't control, and you really cannot control other people. Like, really, like, it's like a thing that I've had to like really work on and go like, I can imagine what this person should be saying to me, or like, or I can imagine how the situation is going to play out. But humans are humans, they're not like you. So you can't control everything. Still learning that, but hey, it's a process.
We love it.
Yay.
Keep growing.
Yes.
Okay, who would be 3 influential people in your life? And it doesn't have to be like someone super close to you, but it can. Or it can just be like someone out there that you just admire. And like think about like the variety of people.
People, not women, right?
Yeah, people.
Silence. Thinking silence.
Because sometimes people are always like, pick one, and you're like, ugh. And
Well,
like,
even like the pick 3, I was like, I don't know.
Okay, I have at least one of them.
Okay.
Serena Williams.
Right.
am hugely appreciative of the sports, like athletic journey that she's had, and also just like her showing up as a Black woman and showing up as a mother and like trying to, I hate saying have it all, that's not what I meant, but like she's doing it all, but then also recognizing that she's human and has capacities and has limitations. And so, you know, she's chosen to retire from
That
cover.
cover.
Oh, I know.
So cute.
The cover. And her and her
Gorgeous.
daughter, and
Yeah.
it's adorable. It's
Chef's
adorable,
kiss.
and I just love how, she loves her daughter. I love how her husband shows love to her, and like it's just all very uplifting and inspirational. And so I really, really admire her. I mean, if we could be friends in real life, bet I'd be down, because that means I'd be like one step closer to Beyonce, who who was number 2 on that list. Because I mean, let's get into it, Renaissance.
That's a whole nother
Let's
podcast.
get into it.
The whole podcast in itself,
I won't.
right?
I'm just kidding. But like the homeowners in my home must hate me because it's literally on repeat. I'm so sorry.
The Renaissance. The thing about also Serena, what I really appreciate is like all the adversities that she has been through in the sports, because it is a predominantly white sport, and especially for women. And you know, like they would compare her to someone who was completely not even on her level and be like they'll just like compete them together. And I'm like, she's not even good enough. Like, why would you even put someone who has how many like Grand Slams and this person has 1? Like, no,
like weight class people.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. Yeah,
exactly. Or like there's moments where she even said the same thing about sometimes she wouldn't have a locker room in certain countries. And like, her story is actually very, very interesting. And I think that like all those things where she's like, you know what, whatever, I will still continue winning. And that's one thing I really, truly admire about her. And her father's impact on obviously on her and her sister's life. Because also her sister, because I didn't know that, why can't I think of her name right
Venus.
now? Venus was, first.
Yeah.
And she was actually the one winning all the games, but she got sick, you know? And I think that that's also like what brought their sisterhood so much closer together, is because it was something that they both really aspired to do. But it was actually Venus first. And then, she helped also get like Serena where she's at too. So that's why when they would have to compete against each other, that's someone who's on her level, because it's someone, you know, you've worked with, you've trained with. And I think that's what I love. Yeah. So I love that.
It's beautiful. Well, to follow that, I would say, this is so cheesy, but my mom
You're so cute.
is my mom. She,
Her twin.
Yeah, like actually.
Your mom is so cute, though. She's so cute.
I'm growing to be more and more like her, but like just to see where she's come from and how she's grown and how she's just, she just continues to be such a strong woman. She gives me so many pieces of advice. A lot of the times I'm like, Mom, I already know. But, I take it really to heart. But she has gone through a lot of adversity. And the thing about my mom, she just like dusts it off and keeps going. That is something I'm so envious about. I try to be more like that, right? To be able to not. So she's like, don't take things so seriously. Just one step at a time. Yeah, so. My mama. Hey, Mom.
I think that for me, I would probably copy you for these two, but
yeah.
But it would be my parents
Yeah.
because I think getting to a point now in my life where it's like immigrant parents, like the sacrifices that they've made to get us to the point that we're at, and seeing the struggles now, because we know now at this age, back then we're just like, we get it, you work really hard, but now we're like, you work really hard. I'm like, how are you working these jobs and getting degrees and raising your 5 kids? Like, I don't get it. So
exactly.
I think that I really admire my parents for that, and same thing, like as they're getting older, they're sharing more of their stories and their backgrounds and the things that they've gone through, and you're just like, wow, you went through that? Who knew? Or like, dang, you did that. And you just appreciate like their stories, and you want to hear more. And I think that now as I become a mother soon, I think that it's things that you really are like, oh wow, like I hope that my child gets that from you, and things like that. I think that I become a lot more reflective. So yeah, they've influenced my life in a lot of ways, and they're completely different people. Yeah, in their personalities, but also very similar. And I think just watching even them in their partnerships of their hardships, because I know it was not easy, like push through like moving different countries. Like if you move 3 different continents, like that's a lot.
That is a lot.
So, I mean, I feel like we already went through transitions with my husband, just like moving him here. So I just feel like, it's interesting to see that.
I feel like we're more reflective in these seasons of our life. Me getting married, becoming a wife, and then you into motherhood. Like that's how, I don't know. I see it more deeper and just, I contemplate it more.
And I'm over here being like, who's cooking for me? I'm third wheeling. Someone cook for me. Mom and Dad, where are you? I have like so many pairs of moms and dads, and I was like, hey.
No, for real, no. I was like that yesterday. I was like, Mom, I'll come over if you make me dinner. Like, I am still that person.
But I'm talking about like my friends who are couples. I'm saying like, yo, Mom and Dad, where's the food? And it's my girlfriend. And they're like, wait, what? So while you were getting married and you're becoming a mother, I'm just a child still.
Seasons.
No, there is seasons for everything.
Seasons.
Really.
Yeah, and
Honestly,
every season means something.
It really does.
It's cliche, but it's
much.
so true.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the next question.
I want a dance break. I saw you kind of do this.
You won't break my soul.
Okay.
It's the mic system.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Oh, the level's good.
So, what character traits do you respect the most in other people?
Ooh, that's a good one.
For me, integrity.
Oh.
I really respect people with integrity, and I think it's so important, because I feel like with integrity comes with like so many other things, right? If I know that you are a person that walks with integrity, I can be like, I trust you. I trust your judgment. I trust the things that you do, and not saying that like people don't make mistakes, but I feel like I know you'll never do something maliciously. You know what I mean? Or like underhanded. And so I feel like when I do make connections with people, that's the first thing immediately. Like, I'll just be like, can I trust you? Like, are you talking about other people? And the first time I meet you, do you know what I mean? Like, like things like maliciously about other people, not like, oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. Have you known this person? Like, but if you actually are like, this person is blah, 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 you should stay away from, like, I will make that judgment when it's time. So I feel like for sure, integrity is a big thing. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Especially in working in this field right now. I'm just like, who do I trust right now? You know, like some people have done some underhanded things. I'm like, So yeah, integrity for sure.
Me is like discipline, self-discipline.
Ooh.
Because it's something you don't have.
That was like the read. That was the read of the episode, y'all.
It is another thing that I'm working on. Okay, thank you, Natasia. Especially with like going to the gym. Right now, that's my struggle. Be disciplined. Well, like also in like the plans that I make for myself. I'm really disciplined for other people, and like I will get things done for other people, but it's for myself. That's what I struggle with so much. Like even like putting up boundaries, saying no to things, like things like that, right?
Yeah.
For me, that's where it's at. I did go to the gym though this morning. I feel very productive. I am very productive. I did my check marks.
Okay.
All of them.
Side question. What did you do at the gym today, girl?
Okay, so at the gym, I started off with why am I talking like this?
Elle started it.
I started it.
And I just like chameleon. I did a lot. I'm sore, but it's a good sore.
It's a good sore.
Now my husband's gonna hear me talking about it and be like, "You said it's a good sore. Let's go work out."
Oh wow! Oh my gosh.
How about you, girl?
This is really hard because I can go deep, like emotional deep, or I can be like fluffy and light.
You don't have to pick just one.
This is true. I don't have to pick just one. Yeah. I think for me, because I come from a nursing background and I come from like a mental health background, it's like someone's ability to listen, and like really take to heart what someone is saying. I say that right now, and I'm a listener, and I don't usually talk, so this is a problem about me. But I do appreciate someone or people like that in people, and I do have a lot of people in my life where like I can tell them something immediately, and they can empathize, and they can like get on my level and give me the support that I need. And I appreciate that so much because it's taken me a while to get there. To reciprocate that, in terms of like me sharing. I'm a huge listener, but I'm not a huge sharer. The fluffy part is like laughing. Yo, we gotta laugh. Life is too shitty sometimes. You just gotta laugh at it. You know,
you really do.
Working in nursing, you know, people were like, "Oh, is life like Grey's Anatomy?" I'm like, "No, it's like Scrubs. Like literally, everything's hilarious.
Dark humor.
Dark humor. You come out of a room, you're like, oh shoot, I just saw that. I gotta go tell a nurse that I saw something real interesting." Yeah. So it's humor. Humor for me is super important. I don't have a lot of friends who are really serious. So
yeah, I agree. Humor is great. All right, last question.
Give it to us.
What was the most significant turning point in your life?
That's a hard one. Because, like we said, seasons.
Yeah, so what was the significant? You don't have to be like, this was the moment my life changed.
I mean, I can go. I went to UBC for a year. In my first semester, I was planning on being a doctor. You know, immigrant. I know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, immigrant.
Dr. L.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Yeah.
So I was so dead set on becoming a doctor and going to med school, and the first semester I like flunked calculus, like flunked it.
That's hard.
And I was like, am I prepared to go down this road and not have a life and study all the time? And like that just doesn't seem me. It doesn't seem me. And so I looked at my mom, and she's a nurse, and my mom turns off her brain when she's at home. So I'm like, it can't be that hard. My mom's a nurse, so I'm gonna be a nurse. So I applied to all these schools in BC, but they all were waitlisting me. So I applied to Queen's University in Ontario. And I feel like that was a big turning point. Like I moved away. I like grew up a little bit. I wasn't like, I had my own side of the country essentially. Yeah. And like even like the cohort, the class that I was in was very like lucky because I vibed well with them, even though they were younger than me. And if I'd gone a year earlier, I wouldn't have vibed as well. Yeah. I made connections that I still hold to this day. And that set me on this like path of actually where I am today. So like literally me failing calculus is like why I am here. Not here, but in the position that I am. So, yeah, I was going to be Dr. Royera. I would have made my Kenyan ancestors proud. I still think I make my Kenyan ancestors
you did.
proud.
Okay, you
But
got
just
into the field.
not in the, I got into the field. I just didn't
medical
get into the doctor field.
Nurses do.
We do. We truly do. I'm sorry if any doctors are listening, but we do.
I think I can piggyback off of that. Moving away. I moved away, and I moved to a place that...
Where did you move to?
China. I moved to China.
Oh,
remember
you
that?
did.
I know, because it was like pandemic.
It was like right before the pandemic. So I only lasted half a year, but that was like, because I kind of was like, to get to that point, I had always wanted to move abroad, and I had always wanted to do something that is separate from my family, because I've traveled abroad, but it's always been with the family, with the organizations and stuff like that. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do this for me. So when I moved, that was kind of like me standing on my own 2 feet, like for real. Because I had to figure out a whole different country, a whole different culture.
Language.
A whole different language that I didn't learn except for a few words to just a few words. Now, do I remember them? No. But that was it was big. It was big for me. And unfortunately, it got cut short with COVID and all. Yeah. Couldn't go back into the country. So it kind of left me feeling unfinished for a long while, but now coming back to it, I'm still really grateful for the time I did have away, because I was able to really learn about myself and learn what I can handle, and also just like trust myself that I could do it.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. Moving away.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like mine's always the same. And I don't know which is like my car accident. I feel like that was like a huge turning point for me. Like I feel like in every way, like physically, mentally, spiritually, like I questioned everything theologically that I believed in and spirituality, and I feel like I actually feel like I'm more pieced together now experiencing that, because I feel like I was always like in the gray area person. So it wasn't like I have a life crisis. It was more like, okay, what can I take away and add in this moment that I'm like, okay, if things can change this much in your life, what is beneficial in my life right now moving forward? And I think that really was a turning point in my thought process, the way I structured things, even starting in Black Women Connect Vancouver. And I feel like it was also a little bit of a whirlwind, because I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm still dealing with trauma, but like all these good things are happening. Like the moment I changed my mindset to these are the things that I want to change in my life, this is the perspective I'm going to do moving forward, this is the things I'm going to believe, it was just like turning moment immediately. Like I got a job in an executive position a month after the accident. Like it was just crazy. And then after that, it was like snowball after snowball. Like there was never a break.
Still not.
Yeah. Seriously.
Girl, still not. Married, baby.
So I have a question, like what prompted that like turnaround in your narrative? Like, because I think that if someone went through that, it would be quite difficult to pull yourself out of that. And like, not that we can't validate like self-pity, because you know you go through something really hard, it's difficult to like imagine, you know, if you have chronic pain or if you have what, like that's I couldn't imagine. So like what was this turning point that was like, okay, I'm just gonna like was it like a quick thing, or was it like a process to get to that?
It was definitely a process. I think like when I came, because the accident didn't happen in the country, so like when I came back, I think that's when I was like, okay, now I'm dealing with all these things like physically. So then I think I was just like, and there's still like a lot of people coming over and like, you know, visiting our family. So it's like there was never really a moment where I'm like, this is self-reflective. I think once that like kind of lull went away and I started the job, I think that's when I was like, oh, okay, like what do I do now? And I think that made you be like, okay, what's the next step for me? Like, what do I want in this moment? And I think also I had a hard time being like, do I tell people what happened to me? Do I not? Do I just continue pushing? You know, like it was like, who do I trust? Who do I not trust? And like, because you don't, when you experience trauma, you don't want anyone to be like, one, pity you,
Mm-hmm.
but then also like take advantage of you or be like, can she even do her work? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And we already know black women get it all anyways.
I was
and
gonna say that's a
on top
whole
of that,
other
whole
episode.
episode.
I was
That's
literally
another
like, we gotta.
listen. So yeah, and that did happen to me. Like I remember someone questioned my ability to work, and I was like, if my work proves itself, you don't have to question my ability.
Exactly.
So I think that so it was like things like that for that part, and I think like when it came to like my spirituality and like theology, I think whatever I experienced, I think it had to add up in my mind of the things I experienced in that moment. So it's like if I saw that like, okay, things lined up, like, you know, there was like the car accident happened in a certain area where like people helped us, and then we got to a place where like the hospital knew someone in my family, someone said whatever, and we know someone was like, okay, we're gonna airlift him to a different city. You get to that different hospital, and then you know someone else who, you know, like it was just like all these different connections that people were just like, oh yeah, I know this person, we'll just do this. I know this person. I know that's like an African thing, but it just happened so quickly that everyone was like, in that moment someone was stepping in. And I feel like if it wasn't for that, I think that's also what made me be like, you know, like, not that there's a reason for everything. Sometimes I actually don't believe there's a reason for everything. But I think for me, I was like, there was certain things that happened that I was like, there was no way that this would have been orchestrated. Like, I should not be alive. And so I think for me, it helped me not take away my spirituality, but like maybe just rethink what it looked like. Like, not structure it as much as what it's supposed to be, I guess. For, you know, like when you grow up in the church and stuff, it's kind of like, you know, the 1, 2, 3s, you know, of like, God is this, God is that.
Yeah.
But I think like being in the gray area all the time, it was easy for me to be like, no, like this is what I felt, you know, in that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like the gray area is where we live.
Yes.
I
I think everyone should
everyone's
be in the gray
living
area.
in the gray area. Let's just accept that. There's no
Yeah.
black and white. There's no straight way. And like whatever you believe in, universe, divine, creator, it's all gray.
It's true. And you figure it out along the way. And I think that that's something I had to be like, oh, because I was very much like rigid in what I thought. And I think that the moment you put yourself in the gray area, you're like, you get to experience more of life, and you're open to a lot more of what can happen for you. You know, like, yeah, it's kind of the same thing as like setting intentions in some ways. You know, it's like if you can be open to that, you can be like, okay, I'm going to set my intentions to this is what my life is going to look like. This is where I'm going to go, and this is what's going to happen. And it will happen that way. Yeah.
Wow.
Love that.
Pulling that energy in, and then look at who you got. You got us.
You got it.
Hey, Kenyan sisters.
I know, I guess I'm the only
Yeah, you're the only Zambian. We overtake.
No, we're here.
We are here.
These East Africans, I tell you.
Well, now that we are here, let's have. I got a bunch of cards that have like random questions.
Okay.
Let's just pick one.
Are these
Natasia.
deep?
No.
Okay.
These are not
After my
that
deep.
deep.
Yes.
I know, it
We
was
just
really
went
deep. We're like, let's lighten up the
mood a little bit, please.
So, do I ask this for myself or do I ask it to you?
I think we could do either or.
Oh, no, okay.
Depends on
So,
the
I ask
question.
you, okay, so,
Yeah,
okay.
ask
yes.
me.
Okay. Well, both of you.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah.
what was your first impression of me?
She's so tiny.
Dead.
She's so
Literally
tiny.
everybody.
My first impression of you was a black girl magic high tea at your place, and I was with my friend Misha. You just seemed like you had like got it all together because you were kind of like moving.
She's always like that.
She's like, what? But like first impression. Well, I mean, first of all,
Yes.
being hosted at your place,
Right,
you kind of knew where
to
everything
organize
was. You knew, pretty much everybody who was showing up or like adjacently. So it felt like everyone was in good hands. I was like, you're like,
That's why she's the boss.
you. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, to be really honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna go next.
Honestly. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Oh,
no.
You
She
said
wanted to
already
make
said
it
it.
deeper.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
I was about to make
At
it deeper.
first-
Let me just.
At first, I was like, did I just skip out? But
nah,
like, no.
Let me just start with that. Tiny.
Oh God.
What? Oh dear.
Do I seem like someone who would get a name tattooed on myself? Why or why not?
A name of a man.
A name of a man? Yeah, maybe.
Are you?
Depends on the... no, I'm just joking.
Depends
You
on
know
what-
what?
This is why I
don't know.
rolled my eyes.
This? Yes.
Okay, so do you have tattoos?
No.
Yes, I have one.
Yeah, I have 6. So
That's why I'm like...
I know, but I. Okay, what is your answer? Do you think I would get a tattoo?
Yes.
Of a name?
Of a name? A name. We didn't say specifically
true.
a man. A name,
true.
yes.
Could be your mama.
It could be.
Okay.
It could be.
That's true. That is true.
Virgo. I don't.
Yeah,
what?
it's true.
Something.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just Leo.
Okay. I mean,
something.
to be really honest with you, I went to Montreal. I was gonna get a Leo on me.
See,
So.
There we
see,
go.
what did I say?
Yeah, but,
what
you,
did I say?
but
Word, though.
I was offended.
Okay.
I got myself all riled up
Yeah.
thinking that you were all talking about something and I wasn't. Sorry, my bad.
It's nice how you just like picked it right out.
I literally rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, for free.
Okay, you said also yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
I'm never gonna get a name tattooed
Don't
on
go
my
to
body.
Vegas.
I don't go to Vegas.
How many speeding tickets do you think I've gotten in my life?
I don't think you're a
Yeah, I don't
speeder. I think 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Wrong.
Really?
I've gotten one.
You made it sound like you were gonna have so
I know,
many.
you're
I got
like-
none.
Okay.
Actually, wait.
Oh.
Was it me or was it Gail?
Oh.
Was I just in the car? No, I think I gotten one.
At
Yeah,
least.
yeah, I
Okay.
got one at least.
Okay.
Okay. I got my first one a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
shit,
really?
They're expensive.
Well, I got it
How
in,
much
I got
were
it,
you
but I got
going?
it in Calgary. I've never.
Oh,
I was going 2 kilometers
Calgary is real
over
serious about
the
that.
limit.
just two?
2.
No,
That's
Calgary's
actually
real
wild.
serious. Yeah,
That's
Alberta even
wild.
has cameras.
They
And they'll
all
just mail it
it's
to your
just
house.
Yeah.
planes.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
That's why, because people
That's-
drive crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess. Safe
Do I
driving,
seem
everybody.
like this is you're all gonna know this. Do I seem like I like coffee or a tea person, sweetened or unsweetened? You might not know the second part.
Well,
Tea. Are you a coffee person?
I think she's a wait. Hold.
Oh, maybe
no.
you don't know.
Wait, no, we don't. You worked at a coffee shop. But do
Oh.
you like? No, she likes her tea. Don't give me eyes.
I'm
Like,
just
trying to read
waiting.
your face.
I know
Okay,
you can't read
okay.
my face.
No, I think you do like tea. I agree with tea. Or is it just because right now you're drinking a lot of tea?
Maybe that's
because
the
you're
reason why I'm
pregnant,
thinking.
But like, no.
Okay, can you all
Let
decide?
me say. I know her wine
Tea.
choice. I know her wine
Okay,
choice.
I'm team tea.
Team tea. Let me just do coffee because I want to be different.
Okay, and sweetened or unsweetened?
Oh no, you do like coffee and you like it black.
There you go.
Okay.
I do.
I like
know.
coffee and I like it black, but I just don't think I've seen you drink
Like
coffee.
my man. Or my man. My man.
Men. She said plural.
The plural, the multiple, the multitude of men.
Just kidding, husband. Oh, why am I picking another one? There you go.
Okay, now we gotta mix it up. Who's next? Who's next?
Oh,
think
it's
Ellen.
me. My bad.
I think.
What do my shoes tell you about me?
Forever. No, you don't wear sneakers all the time. You love heels, and you love sneakers. Right now, your shoes tell me that you're about to run, to zoom.
Do you know
Get
what?
outta
Do
here.
you know what the funny thing is? I knew that you were gonna say
Yeah.
that. She that banana, she that track
Just
star.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going for.
I was like waiting for Abby to get there, and I was like, she gonna say that.
I'm gonna say that.
I actually really like these shoes. I still
What
watch
are you
the.
wearing? Tell us. Describe it to us, because viewers, of course, and listeners can't see.
I'm wearing a set. I'm wearing a tube top and like a tube skirt.
Your shoes, babe.
Oh, my shoes.
Yeah.
You have like things with the outfit.
Thanks the outfit.
I'm just wearing just like white kicks. I don't know. I can't remember
The
the.
Puma.
Oh yeah, they're Puma. I was very adamant that like after watching The Office for like the umpteenth time, I wanted white shoes like Pam, and so I went to like a store and these are men's shoes because the women's shoes are too small.
Small.
Men have nice shoes anyway.
They
Yeah,
do.
to be
And
I
really
get the
honest.
kids. Yeah,
You
I get
get
the
the
kid
kids.
boys.
Yeah,
so
I'm
tiny.
done. I'm done. My feet are wide, and I know that. I'm like said that for myself. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Abby, last question.
I will do the last question. Okay. Let's see about this. Do I seem like more of a creative or analytical type? Explain.
I mean, from what I've gathered, I feel like you are analytical. I feel that is the reason because when I talk to you about stuff, it's like I can see gears kind of going in your head as you're answering. Not that a creative person couldn't have that, but I don't know. Just there's a analytical sense. Like if you had glasses, you'd be like, Mop. And we'd be like, together,
just like.
I would say both, because like sometimes you like, I'll like make something and be like, no, this does not look nice. I'll be like, because I'm not creative at all. And then I'll be like, okay,
like,
you
aesthetic.
do it. Yeah,
exactly. What am I even talking about? We talked about the lights before. You're like, this is not the, and you're like, keep going, change the color. I take it back.
Even if then she'd be like, I'll make a mood board. I'm like,
oh
okay,
yeah. What the? I'm out to lunch apparently. I don't know where I am.
No, because I think that she is analytic too.
both.
Because if it's a deep conversation, she wants to like know more and understand it and be like, okay, this is what I feel. So yeah, it's good.
A well-rounded person.
I love this. You got to know more about
Yes.
each other, all of us. I got to know more about you. I do know your coffee type.
Thank you.
And how you like your man.
Yeah. Just one.
Not multiple. Yo, Deb, come get your woman.
Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you had fun getting to know us and had some laughs. Also, visit us on Girl You Know It on our YouTube, and you can stream it on all platforms. And also follow us on our Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to our podcast episode. You can find us in all streaming platforms, and you can watch our video recording up on YouTube channel, Black Women Connect Vancouver. Until next time.